Welcome back to the windy and friendly city of Port Elizabeth and Aldo Scribante circuit. Nice display of old and vintage and classic vehicles here today as we get into the MotorMart Volkswagen Challenge. All three classes still very much up for grabs with a couple of rounds to go. Charisse VD MERWE definitely looking to close things down in the Class Bs. You can see there's going to be some issues at the front end of Class A though, as Rory ATKINSON has got massive pressure coming out of Lyle Ramsey for the end of this championship. Ramsey coming out of 4 wins out of 4 starts. Definitely going to need to change things around. Speaking of need, Simon Need stepping into Volkswagen Challenge for the first time as well. Good to have him here, one of our national championship contenders. But all the drivers are now ready to go for race 1. And remember, it's 3 separate starts here. Class A, Class B and Class C. And as the lights go out, Class A gets going. And it is Rory ATKINSON on pole position, who leads out Valdi Mikey's right on his tail, and Mo Dangle on the inside line towards turn number 1. Red lights on again and off as Class B gets underway. Good start there from Stian Kriel. He drops the hammer and gets away from Holiday Jr. as the whole Class B contenders head down towards turn 1 as well. We're on board here with Charisse. She's in the mid-pack side by side there with Francois Vansel, tucked in behind Senior. And Senior closing in onto the back end and looking for a way around the outside of Jacques SMITH as they head into turn number 1. Looks like Class C started at the same time as Class B's, and as they went down into turn 1, it looks like it might be GOSSMAN who got the drop and hangs on to take the lead in Class C's. Speaking of Class A's lead though, it's Masters who's got to the front end. How he found his way through there, I'm not quite sure, but he's doing a superb job of it. We're on board with Simon Need. He's just behind Van der Walt, and nearly a touch there between Derek Smallberger and Van der Walt as they go through. And now heading into the sweep, Van der Walt trying to close things down and looking for a chance to just squeeze up the gap a little bit. Class B has been a very competitive category, and they can see just how competitive all the classes are. We're in the Class A into the final corner. Lyle Ramsey further back than what he'd like to be, that is for sure. Side by side as Smallberger tries to come through and find a way past. He does. He finds a way through on Verolini, and he's putting pressure onto Gavin Ross. Barbagli out there as well. Good start for the Class Bs and starting to sort themselves out there. Jacques SMITH slowly but surely making his way through and trying to find the way on Sunil Patel. That's a big improvement coming out of Patel in only his second time of asking in MotorMarts. Jacques SMITH with, of course, new sponsors Liberty on the car and trying to get the liberty of getting to the front end of Class B, which is not an easy thing to do. Ooh, Patel out of shape. Just a little bit sideways and putting the camouflage car into the dirt. You can't see it anymore. It disappears as the green and grey stuff comes through there. But nice recovery there from him. Francois Vansel, though, closing on the back end of Senior. Senior doing the same thing on Junior. Junior only 2 cars up the road. And it's a great start as well out of Elna Cruiser, who's in the middle of that little fracas. A bit of running wide there. That's not what you want to be doing, Valdi Mikey's. If you put wheels on the dirt here, you will pay. Rory ATKINSON trying to find a way back now on the leader, Bevan Masters. The BHIT car has closed in on Masters, and Masters could be in trouble. This is Chris Dale's point of view. And the Posse Drive car looking good as he comes onto the main straight. This is great driving from Dale, giving it everything he can. And I think there might be a little bit of a gesticulation to the man behind him, as you can see a couple of guys running wide, and maybe he's thinking to himself, I stayed out of trouble there. Masters is in trouble. Round the outside, can he keep it all together through the Schaeffler S's? 2x2 doesn't normally work into the S's, unless you can squeeze through into the second part. No, tucks in line astern behind Masters, and ATKINSON has not found a way past yet. And he's looking, and he's hunting. Oh, off the track, Mo Dangle getting forced wide there from Gavin Ross. Just onto the dirty stuff. That's not what you want to be doing here. You want to keep it on the grey stuff here. The new surface at Aldo Scribante is an incredible surface to race on. And you can see now that these guys are having to work double time, particularly the BHIT car there. And you can see ATKINSON wants the victory. He's got to try and turn things around. Remember I said Lyle Ramsey has taken 4 out of 4 and he's now done in 3rd place. So if ATKINSON can get a couple of victories here today, it's definitely going to keep the championship very much alive. Not only in the overalls, but also in Class A. Across the line, another lap completed. Bevan Masters down in the 2nd place. That is 2nd in Class B. That's Holiday Jr. Further back, Jacques SMITH diving through. Oh, touching Vansel and putting him into sideways and onto the dirty stuff. There was definitely a touch there between Jacques SMITH and Vansel. Have a look at this. He dives on the inside. There's the tag. Thanks, Charisse. Great camera work, babe. Appreciate that. And Liberty Matters car. Oh, problems for Senior as well as he slows up coming out there. So almost 2 incidents in 1. As Sohail Patel makes his way into pit lane. There is the leader of Class C. Davy van der Merwe has moved to the front end. He's got through on GOSSMAN. GOSSMAN's right there with him. Stian Kriel, look at the gap that Kriel has got. Man, he has just done everything right there in the Creative Ink car. And this man's done it all right to get to the front as well. Coming to the closing stages and to the line, it's going to be ATKINSON for the first win of the day. And he's pulled a big gap over Bevan Masters. Bevan Masters has hung on for 2nd place. Stian Kriel all on his own. and pretty much plain sailing from this man to the line in the MotorMart Calyx and Creative Ink car as he comes through to take Class B's win. Happy man, and a little shake of the hands there as well as Atkinson takes Class A honours ahead of Bevan Masters. It's Lyle Ramsey who finishes in third place in the Munro car, beating out JP van der Walt, Derek Smallberger, Simon Need, good run from him, Verolini and Gavin Ross, your top 8 in Class A. Class B is all about Dion Creel, massive advantage over Dion Holiday Jr., Stuart Mack and Cruiser. Jacques SMITH there in 5th place, beating out Charisse VD MERWE. And in Class C, Davy van der Merwe wins out over Andy GOSSMAN. Let's catch up with Captain Dick now, Chris Dale.
Look, I got a really good start and I was holding on well. I saw that a few people in front of me, Dango, were making mistakes and riding off the track, and then all of a sudden I made one myself and locked the brakes up and went off, and by the time I got back on the track I was 2 places from behind and a long way to catch up, but I tried and hey, smiling all the way.
Good drive for Class C, 2nd place from Andy GOSSMAN.
We started with the Class Bs. We had a great start, him and I, and then we managed to keep our noses clean and pretty fair. We were turn 2, 3, 4, hanger, 5, we were next to each other. We had a great race.
Looking forward to more of the same now as we head into race number 2. Modanga wants to stay on track. Let's see if he's able to do that now as he gets into the thick of it with Class A. Davy van der Merwe wants a double victory, and Francois van Zyl doesn't want to be tagged again, I'm sure. But still big smiles all round from our MotorMart Volkswagen Challenge competitors. Dion Creel has had a perfect day so far and looking for to make it 2 out of 2 if that's very possible. Not always easy though to do, particularly when you're in such a big competitive field. Class A gets underway. Better start out of Ramsey. He follows onto the back end of Rory Atkinson as they head down towards... Oh, problems there. Verolini's broken. And Simon Need and Main Squeeze had to try and get out the way. Baldy Mikey's very lucky to avoid the car that broke something on the main straightaway there. Hopefully Class B and C don't get affected by that. As Class A goes into turn 1, it is Atkinson who leads out. The rest of them trying to sort things out and get back on track. Simon Need going side by side there with Baldy Mikey's as they come into turn 1 and exit that point. Class B enters into the front end of turn 1. And Sahil Patel getting a little bit out of shape there. Davy van der Merwe trying to hang on. Is it GOSSMAN who's got the whole shot? Yes, it looks like he has. GOSSMAN's got the whole shot in Class C. Let's see how that's going to pan out. Right now at the front end, this is a superb start from Class B's as they go through there. Baldy Monkeys just able to avoid that action. We go on board here with Chris Dell as they come down under braking, trying to close in on the back end and try and find a way past. Not easy to do. As I said, in such a competitive field of racing, there's so much or so little room for error. As they come flying through the sweep, this is where things could change up. Oh, wing mirrors flying and big problems at the top end. There you go. Oh, Robbie De Silva getting out of shape. Looks like he's had to try and avoid some action there. And there is 3 or 4 cars stricken on the track. The 31 car, unfortunately, is out as well by the looks of things. And you can see that issues there for Andy GOSSMAN as he came together at the top end. Looks like there might have been a bit of an issue there between Class B's and C's. It is an issue that normally comes up. Farhan Basha is another car that was involved. And we saw Sahil Patel having a little bit of issues as well. Here's the restart. We go on board here with Simon Need. The Phototonics car on the back end of Mo Dangle. Derek Smallberger diving through there along with Mike Mobaglia. Mike B just having a good start. Much better start this time from him. And yet again, it's Atkinson who beats everybody else down into turn 1. But it's Lyle Ramsey who's right on his tail as they went flying through into turn number 2 into the S's. The rest of the pack now sorts themselves out. De Silva's back on track. He's just ahead there, Piet Potgieter, and Piet Potgieter just ahead, I think, of Davy van der Merwe. Yes, van der Merwe leads out in Class C's. It's Dion Creel's point of view for Class B. He is now sitting in 4th place. It's Jacques SMITH ahead of Holiday Jr., who's just ahead of him, and I think the man just ahead of that, possibly Stuart Mack. Stewie Mack into 2nd place behind Jacques SMITH. This is Class A as they come out of the hairpin and head down towards the sweep. Rory Atkinson putting his head down, getting away from Masters. Masters keeping the rest of the pack behind him as they go through. JP van der Walt is just up ahead there, but Lyle Ramsey got it all wrong on that restart. He's dropped right back into about 5th or 6th place by the looks of things. So it's JP from Mo, then Lyle Ramsey diving through on Derek Smallberger and making up 1 position to come through in 5th place. That's not the start the Munro car wanted. Creel making his way through and up into 2nd, squeezing Stuart Mack around the outside and onto the main straight. Mack on board. Dion Creel looking in the rearview mirrors. Look in his rearview mirror. He might actually be able to pick up on Stewie Mack as they come across the line. Heading down towards turn 1, another gear change, and he tries to hang on. They're literally almost side by side. There you go. You just saw Mack's front bumper, and Mack outbrakes himself. A little bit too late on the brakes there from Stewie Mack, and he runs off the circuit completely. That was a bit of a mistake there, just trying to watch for the braking there from Steon Kriel and then go a little bit later. And it was just too late, unfortunately, for Stewie Mack. Good effort, though, from Mack to try and get through on Kriel and return that favour. Back on board with Chris Dell, and look at the action in front of him. Simon Need and Ross coming together, and Dell says, thanks very much, I'll have some of that. He dives on the inside, as you see Simon Need just having a little touch there between himself and the Norbrake car of Gavin Ross. Late braking from Lyle Ramsey, diving through on Dangle, and how did he make that one stick? Oh, they're pushing these Hankook tyres to big, and way over what they should be doing. That is for sure. Liability Matters car is Jacques Smith. He dives on the inside, and Smith is not happy about the little tag from behind. And now he goes on the attack on Steon Kriel. Kriel side by side with Smith as they head down towards turn 1. And we're going to have a similar situation here as we did earlier on between Mack and him trying to dive through. And he couldn't quite make it stick. Can he do it this time? Jacques Smith's on the outside. Kriel's on the inside. No, Kriel has to back out of it. Jacques Smith taking the sweeping line through turn 1, and he managed to hang on to the lead of Class B. Further back there, you can see they're all starting to sort things out, and Charisse is sitting waiting for something to go wrong. Trying to close down on Vancel trying to close down on Cruiser. Elna Cruiser just ahead of Vancel now, and the lady we're on board with as they head into the sweep. Driving from Charisse VD MERWE. I think it's the first time she's ever come down to the circuit at Aldo Scribante, so a bit of a learning curve for her this weekend. Darby's had a fantastic learning curve. He's hung on to the lead of Class C pretty much all on his own and had no one to play with now that we lost Gossman. To the line, though, it's Rory Atkinson for Class A. He's going to take the win comfortably and comes across the line there to finish up just ahead of the rest of that pack of Class A. Here's Class B's winner. Jacques Smith will be very happy with this one. The Dirt Nurse car, and now with Liability Matters on the sideline, he's happy with that. You can see, yes, indeed, a very happy man. VD MERWE, second win out of 2 starts today for Class C honours in the MotorMart Volkswagen Challenge. Superb action as always in Class A results. Atkinson ahead of Bevan Masters. It's JP van der Walt who hung on for 3rd place, beating Lyle Ramsey. Mo Dangle, Derek Smallberg, Vivaldi Mikey's, and Mike B there in 8th place. In Class B's this time it was not Steon Kriel. Jacques Smith taking the wins in Class B's, beating out Steon Kriel and Holiday Jr. with Elna Cruiser, Charisse VD MERWE, Francois Vancel and Stuart Mack, the top 7. In Class C it was Darby VD MERWE with a double win on the day, and let's catch up with the youngster and see how his day went.
Race 1 went well, had a good qualifying and had a good start on the first race. Me and Andy hooked up nice and it was a fun race. So race 2 went well. Basha and Andy got in the accident and unlucky for them, but further it was a nice race and enjoyed every moment.
Happy man in first place after race 2, Jacques Smith.
The pace in Class B is unbelievable, so that's why it's taken so long, because the guys are so fast. But yeah, thank you to Liability Matters and Dirt Nurse, everybody else that's helped me get here. It's been amazing, and I hope we can carry this form going forward. Thanks.
Another good day for Rory Atkinson and closer to the championship.
Very, very happy. Bevan, my teammate, CDS Warehouse, had an incredible race meeting. Lyle also had a good run with Monroe, and it's just great to be in PE. The racing was just very close, times were close, and we just had an absolute joy.
Championship points heading into the final round now. Only 2 points in it there between Rory Atkinson and Steon Kriel. Lyle Ramsey's going to have to probably settle for 3rd place, although Jacques Smith is not too far behind. And then it's Bevan Masters, Holiday Jr., Mikey's and Darby VD MERWE.